And something else you should know, when I wear this sweater, it's the Siren sweater. When I wear this, we're gonna be talking about this Siren in some form or the other. Like, I'll change shirts like mid-video. This is a Siren sweater, like, just so you know. This is what it is. Hey y'all, it's Laura, and today I'm going to do a review of The Siren by Kiera Cass. I have my books, I have my shelves, I'm ready to get started. I'll be posting a discussion video later after the book comes out so that like we could talk about all the stuff in this book, but this review will be spoiler free, so don't be like scared that you're gonna like find out a spoiler. Everything I'm talking about, by the way, is either on the back of the cover or from like the first like 2 chapters, or like stuff that's been hinted about. So I read the first version in 2013. I borrowed it from my library through like, we have an affiliate library program with other ones throughout the state. So if my library doesn't have, I can go through, I think there's like 50 other libraries that I can go through. So I read it there first, loved it so much, and then I went and bought it once I knew I loved it. I look so weird holding this up, don't I? We're not gonna hold this the whole time, we're gonna put it back. So I read The Siren after my sophomore year of college and after I'd broken up with my long-term off and on again boyfriend, and I was really doubting love and like what people would or even should do for each other and the extensive lengths they'll do go for the amount of love they have for each other. So holds a special place in my heart for always and ever. So when I found out that Kiera was going to be writing a new book, I was like, oh my god, I was feeling so many things. I was scared for the characters, I was excited, I was nervous. But then I remembered that Kiera's characters are very important to her. Her characters and her quotes are like her top 2 strengths. Like those are forever and always like the best of her. So I knew that the characters came to her like during an important time in her life after the Virginia Tech shooting, and it was her way to cope. And we all need ways to cope with the horrors and the terrors of this world. And writing books seems like the most productive way to do that. I knew she'd do right by these characters. I lost all my fears. And you're probably like, 2 versions, do I really need to read the first one? Do I need to read the second one? You can read both, you can read just one or the other. The first one's a little harder to find. People have jacked up the prices because it was pulled from all booksellers. Amazon and Barnes & Noble used to sell it online. So when the new one's coming out, Harper Teen canceled those because they want you to buy their new version. And you don't need both to appreciate these characters. You can be just fine with the first version. If you somehow find a copy of the first, purchase it, that's up to you. Maybe a library still has it. I'm not really quite sure what to tell you, but definitely check out this first one. So being a Siren super fan, I've posted a lot about this book coming out and how excited I am for it. So Kiera reached out to me and said that she might be able to get me an advanced reader copy of the book. And I was like, yes, please, yes, forever, yes and forever always. I let it be at that. I was expecting a small parcel from Harper Teen, and next thing I know, 3 days later, I received this box of like Christmas presents from Kiera. And so next thing I knew, I was a mess and accomplished nothing because I had an arc to read, and boy did I read this. I read the hell out of this book. So though I did receive this arc and presents from Kiera Cass, I was not paid to do this video or to do a review. These are all my opinions. I just love this book so much that I have to post it everywhere so that like people will know about it and then want to read it, and then we can all talk about it together. Quick summary. The Siren is about a group of girls who are given another chance of life. The ocean maintains a lot of our ecosystems and parts of the earth, and in order to have the energy to do that, they need a food source, and that food source is people. That's us. The ocean eats people. It eats you and me. It would if it could. So this ocean employs women as sirens straight out of Greek mythology, not mermaids. There's not a single amount of fins or seashell bras in this book at all. None. It's not The Little Mermaid. Kind of like similar themes, but not the same story. In contemporary time, no fins. So she uses these sirens to lure people with their deadly voice. If any human hears it, they're gonna be drawn into the ocean and die. So, Kaylin, it's like Caitlin, but without the T, and it's spelled differently because it's a Kiera Cass book, and what else would she do with a character name? Well, Kaylin is one of those girls. In exchange for another chance of life, she has to serve 100 years for the ocean as a siren, killing people whenever the ocean calls for them to do that. And after that, she'll forget all of her original life, her time as a siren, and then be able to be the person she wants. So basically, this is 100 years of character development that you forget. There's 3 other sirens, there's 3 to 5 at a time. They're from all different time periods and races of life and places in the world, and all bring something different to this group, which is really cool. So she struggles the most with this, and she has just 18 years left. Just 18 years left as a siren when she meets a guy, and things change. And I know what you're thinking, oh, this is another YA novel where like the girl needs a guy to be happy, and without that she has nothing. That's not true. Caitlin has a huge, beautiful self within, and all she wanted when she was still alive in the 1930s was to get married and to have love and to be loved and to have happiness. Like that's was her goal. I assume you have a similar goal, to be happy, so you can kind of relate, you know? So that's what this particular woman wanted, and it stuck with her. Because she's been living for like 99 years. Like that's a long time. Like things stick with you.
Hey guys, so my video cut out at this point. My camera only records 10 minutes of footage at a time, which I don't know the workaround for that. So I'll play around with some of the settings. So now you're just going to look at this image of the siren and listen to me talk instead. Okay, so what I was going to say was, so when Kaylin meets a Kinley, A-K-I-N-L-I, it rhymes with McKinley, a Kinley, a Kinley, a Kinley. That's how you pronounce the name. Maybe I should do a pronunciation guide. So when Kaylin meets a Kinley, things go down. You'll have to read the book to find out what happens with those two and the ocean and the other group of sirens, but I can't wait for January 26th for you all to read it, and we can talk about it together, and I'll post my discussion of the video then. Alright. Also, sorry about the autofocus that's about to start. That's really crappy. I know, I was there, I filmed it, I moved the camera, I edited it. I know what the problem is. I'm sorry, just close your eyes and listen to my voice.
I'm gonna go hold my shells and summon the ocean's energy and explain to you why you should buy this book. First of all, it's a standalone book. No waiting for another book. No waiting for another book to come out next year and another series. Like, when it's done, you're just, there you go. If you've never read anything by Kiera Cass before, this is a great introduction to her writing style and her, like, ideas, which is, it's not really low risk. Just try her out. And, like, what better way to warm up in the cold winter than to imagine beautiful girls swimming through the tropics wearing sparkly dresses. Nice. One of the characters has a man bun. Side note, another character has the same name as my ex. So this happened in the air, which I'm not certain, I was just like, okay, that's once. But second time, that's a coincidence. And I've never mentioned him on Tumblr or anything, like I've never mentioned his name. So I'm just like, how does Kiera know that would just kill me to have his name in this book like right now? I don't know what it is with Kiera and her characters sharing names of people that I've dated, but it's freaky. If you love this selection, if you love Kiera Cass, if you've been following her, I love this for the same reason. We're well thought out characters, the beautiful romance, the great quotes, and honestly it's the perfect thing to tide you over before The Crown comes out, which I can't even talk about either. Another video, another time, another day. Which, like we know Kiera said was the one, but there's always hope. There's always room for hope, even if it's as small as a crack in the door.
For the cookie recipe for the siren, I chose Hershey Kisses peanut butter cookies. The salt in the peanut butter represents the ocean, and the sweetness of the Hershey Kisses represents a Kinley smile. Ah. For this recipe, you will need 48 Hershey Kisses, half a cup of shortening, 3/4 cups of peanut butter, 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, 1/3 cup of packed light brown sugar, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and granulated sugar. Make sure to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and remove the wrappers from chocolate. Beat shortening and peanut butter in large bowl until well blended, and then add the 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and brown sugar, beat until fluffy. Add egg, milk, and vanilla, beat well. Stir together flour, baking soda, and salt, gradually beating into the peanut butter mixture. Shape the dough into 1-inch balls. Roll in granulated sugar and place on an ungreased cookie sheet. Bake 8 to 10 minutes or until lightly browned, and then press the chocolate Hershey Kiss into each center of each cookie. Cookie will crack around the edges. That's normal. Remove from cookie sheet to wire rack. Cool completely. Yields about 4 dozen cookies. For a fun twist on this recipe, you can either use natural peanut butter like I do, or your nut butter of choice. Also experiment with different types of Hershey Kisses.
Alright, thanks so much for watching this review. I hope you check out the siren and enjoy it. Click the link below for my Goodreads review, which is all written out and more thought out because I went back to it multiple times and edited it and made it perfect. You can add me as a friend or just follow my reviews. I add everyone. All you have to do is tell me a book you like and then we're friends. Yay! And if you vaguely enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, bookmark me to your bookmarks tabs. If you're not ready to commit. And if you didn't like this, that's fine. Like, you do you, I'm gonna do me. We'll get along great on this place called the interwebs. Alright, love y'all. because she's been living for 190. She was 19 plus 80 years.